The technology and digital culture journalist, Chris Stokel-Walker. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris, because frankly, I'm not sure how to describe this story apart from disturbing.
Yeah, it is. It's hugely disturbing and enormously damaging to potentially 51% of the population. Effectively, what we've seen over the last 7 to 10 days or so is the widespread weaponization of Grok, an AI image generating tool that is allied to X and built in to the social media platform, but also a standalone app to try and silence anybody who dares speak out. So if you say something negative online and you are deemed to be a woman and victim of these sorts of things, then you can have your clothes taken off by AI and you can be effectively silenced through this sort of sexual harassment.
What do you make of XAI, the company behind Grok, and its defense, saying that it's limiting image generation and editing tools to paying subscribers?
Yeah, this is a typically Elon Musk response, I think, which is that he sees that this is an issue and he sees that he has to be doing something about this, but actually he realizes that controversy can equal cash as well. So this has been, of course, roundly criticized because effectively all it does is require you to pay up in order to be able to do these things while still causing the real harm to the victims, which is obviously reprehensible and really awful. I think that flippant response by Elon Musk and by XAI is in part why we've seen countries like you mentioned, Indonesia and Malaysia, and now most recently the United Kingdom, starting to think about how they can actually take meaningful action to limit the spread of this sort of stuff and fundamentally to stop people being able to generate these images in the first place.
Yes, and many people will say it's a very impressive and quick move by the British government to say that that legislation will be passed this week. Would you expect many countries, almost all of them, to do something similar?
Yeah, well, we've obviously given a laundry list in advance of this about some of the countries that are thinking of taking action. I think one of the problems is that legislation does move slowly. So the UK's decision here was to speed up a process that had begun last year through the passage of the Data Use and Access Bill, and to really make this important decision right now to enact this and make it legally binding that you have to block these sorts of things or face the punishment. Similarly, in the UK, we have an investigation by the communications regulator Ofcom that has been told that it needs to report back in weeks rather than months. But of course, with these sorts of things, the challenge is these images spread incredibly quickly, and Elon Musk shows no sign of slowing. So I'd imagine many other countries may be taking more of an Indonesia or Malaysia approach of just banning it outright.
Chris, we're not there yet, but at what stage do you think that some of these tech companies are going to become more powerful than nation states?
Well, I think in many ways, actually, what we're seeing is an indication that already some of them are. Elon Musk has made a calculated decision here that either independently or with the support of Donald Trump, because those two individuals have an on-again, off-again relationship, very tempestuous, but at the minute seems like it is in support in part, I think, because of what we're seeing in terms of internet access in countries like Iran and the need for Starlink to get there, that actually there is a partnership happening here. And so perhaps Musk has decided that he can call the bluff effectively of some countries and say, well, I am pretty powerful. I am pretty important. In many ways, I have a bigger populace than you do as a country's leader. And so actually, I can try and stand up to you. And even if you think that you want to take that chance of bringing me to heel, well, I have Donald Trump behind me as well.
Chris, we're particularly glad that you have joined us to examine this story. Really, really quite something. Chris Stokel-Walker, take care. Thank you.